Hey guys, okay, so last year, at the end of the year, I did a New Year's resolution video, and I really like doing that because it, set me some nice goals, and I achieved pretty much most of what I wanted to do. The main two goals I wanted to do was get over 100 original Xbox titles. I'm now on or around 150, so I definitely smashed that record, which is brilliant. And I set myself the task of getting certain Super Nintendo titles boxed, ones that I really wanted, like Mario World, Mario Kart, Mario All Stars, Castlevania 4, Contra 3, all the important games. I did manage to get the majority of them. The only ones I haven't managed to get yet are Castlevania 4 and Contra 3. Basically due to the price of Castlevania 4 is quite expensive for a good copy. And Contra 3 I just can never find a perfect copy, and that as well you're talking about $50–60 for a reasonable copy. So if I want to get a mint one, it's going to probably cost the same or maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I will get those two eventually. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I'll find a good deal. But overall, it went well this year, I think. So I thought I'd just do another video and just let you know what my ambitions are for the next year. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm basically going to chill with the collecting. I just think that it does get out of hand very quick and very easily, and I've done it before, and I don't want to do it again. I've said this before. It's just, I want to just take it easy. I don't want to keep setting myself targets such as full collections and things, because otherwise I'll just never get there. I won't be motivated enough. That's the problem. I find it better if I just pick up games as and when I see them, and I think, oh, that's a good deal. I'll get that because it's a good game, or I'll get that because I ain't never played it. It looks interesting to try out. So what I'm thinking is, what I'm going to do is still, obviously, the only main two consoles I will actually collect for will be the original Xbox and the Super Nintendo. Any other system that I own or buy in the future, I will just buy games as and when. I'm not going to set targets for them. The Super Nintendo especially is a hard one to collect for, as it is, and the Xbox, the games are dirt cheap, so they're not that bad. But both of those collections, they're rolling along nicely, and I don't really want to add any more to the collecting side of things. I just want to buy games for systems that I want to play. Having said that, as I said with the Atari Jaguar, I would like to have a full Atari Jaguar collection, because there are only like 60 something cartridges and about 14 CD games. However, it's not a cheap thing to go for, which is why I just want to buy games as and when and just see what happens, because it's the best way to go, I think. Number one thing I'm going to do, right, this is my main New Year resolution this year. I'm going to cut back the spending at the beginning of the year, because I want to update my game room. I basically, it's a bit haphazard at the moment. There's sort of like, there's random units, there's posters randomly on the wall. It's kind of just thrown together really. It's never really had any planning done to it. And after recently subscribing to Jurassic Junkie and seeing his video, and he's now starting from scratch, and he's got a room, and it's pretty much bare at the moment. He's working on making it into a game room, and I really like that. He's actually taking some thought. And you see people like X527, who's got a really cool games room, and you can see it's really well planned out and everything's laid out nicely. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically chuck a load of furniture out of it, all the crap stuff I don't want, throw it down the tip, start from scratch, design the whole room, and then build it and do it properly and have it all laid out nicely. That's my priority number one this year, above anything else. As far as the collection side of things and buying games and consoles, as I said, the collecting, I'm only collecting for two systems, Xbox, SNES, and I'll buy games as and when for other systems. There are 3 systems that I want to buy back into my collection, which I never ever should have sold, and I really, I can't even go there. I mean, it's shit. I've done it so many times, and I've been stupid buying and selling consoles, and I don't know why I do it either. It's just dumb. But I'm not the only one, thank God. I have found that other YouTubers have had the same situation where they've sold a console and thought, oh shit, why did I do that? Buy it back, play it for a bit, and think, nah, I need to sell it. Think, oh shit, why have I sold that? I need to buy it back. It's a vicious circle, where it's lethal. But I've decided that if I'm going to buy any more consoles now, I'm going to buy 3 consoles that I really want, and I'm going to leave it at that. And I will not buy any other consoles. And so I'm setting myself a target. Hopefully this year, it depends because of the price of the systems. But one particular system anyway. And if not, it takes longer, but hopefully this year, 2011 coming up, I aim to get an Atari Jaguar, I would like the Atari Jaguar CD add-on, which I had before, but they're not cheap and they're not easy to come by second hand. They tend to be like the sealed box ones, which are over £100 each, and that's a lot of money. So that might have to wait. I have to save up for that, I think. And then the second system I want to get is a Dreamcast. Now I've had shitloads of Dreamcasts. I've bought and sold Dreamcasts too many times. However, now I've got this 27-inch Sony. It makes me want a Dreamcast because playing like House of the Dead on that would be absolutely kick-ass. And I've got a copy of Rayman sitting over there which I've not been able to play, and it's just sitting there doing nothing. I'd like to play that. So yeah, so I want to get a Jaguar. I'd like to get a Jaguar CD, and I definitely want to get a Dreamcast. I particularly want to get these systems boxed if I can, because I prefer them that way. The third system is a bit of a weird one. You don't really see a lot of people collecting for this. I only know one person, and that's Sandom Todd, who actively buys games for this system. It's an interesting system because it's a complete failure when it came out, due to the high price tag, and the games just weren't that great. But it did have an absolutely killer copy of Street Fighter on there, and it was such a great conversion. I really was jealous at the time when I was a kid. I wanted to play that and I couldn't because the system was just far too expensive. And Sandom Todd did a gameplay for me, and it just made me want the system even more. And that is a 3DO. Now there's different versions. There's the Panasonic 3DO, which there's two versions of that. There's the big chunky one, which is my favourite, and then there's the flat one. I think one's like an FZ10, and I'm not too sure what the other one was called. There's also a Gold Star, which is the one that Sandom Todd's got, which I really like the look of that system. That's really nice. And I'm not entirely sure if it's Sanyo or Taito. I mean, it was Sanyo. I think it was Sanyo. They made the Japanese only version, which is absolutely beautiful, but you just never see it come up for sale because it'll probably be extortionately expensive. So I'm going to go for the original Panasonic, the big, fat, chunky, heavy one. I've looked on eBay, and boxed ones, you're looking at anything between £70 by now and £150 by now, because some of them have games, obviously, so it puts the price up. I saw one for £70 recently, but the front flap was broken off apparently, and the guy said it didn't really matter. I was like, it does, you twat. Why are you selling this shit if you don't know what you're doing? Anyway, yeah, so I want to go 3DO as well. It'd be interesting as well because I don't know jack about the 3DO. I did buy one years ago when I started doing all this collecting thing. I never played on it. I bought it, turned it on, went, that's nice. Never got around to buying any games because I was too much into my Super Famicom. That was really stupid, and I want to sell that for prat. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to get a Jaguar 3DO and a Dreamcast. Would like to get the Jaguar CD, but we'll wait and see. However, as much as I'd like to get those three systems in the collection this year, priority number one, above anything modern, retro, whatever, is a Nintendo 3DS. It comes out in March, so there's only 3 months to go. And I really want one of those because they look amazing, and I'm dying to see how good this 3D really is. And the games that keep getting announced are just amazing because Nintendo are announcing like proper games. I mean, you've got Metal Gear Solid, you've got Resident Evil, you've got Mario Kart, you've got Star Fox, Street Fighter. I mean, it's like proper games. Not only this, like I found with the DS, it's a cool system, but I've always found there's been like a lot of like RPG games which I don't play, a lot of puzzle games, kiddie games. There's not really been a lot for me to want to play on it other than New Super Mario Brothers, which was just bloody brilliant. I love that. So I'm really impressed with the new DS, that the 3DS is going to have a good variety of the usual kind of DS titles, as well as proper titles that you would expect on a Nintendo system. So I'm really looking forward to trying that one. As far as I understand, at the moment they're speculating £200 for the UK, which I think, to be honest, isn't a lot. Some people are saying it's too expensive. I don't personally think it is. I mean, the 3D technology and everything, for them to actually make it and sell it for £200, they've got to be making a loss somewhere. I can't. No, they say they're not. They're selling it. I think they're selling it at cost, but I don't know how they can do that. But anyway, I have seen a couple of websites when I checked Google yesterday. Random websites I've never heard of, who aren't taking pre-orders but do have the price listed. One had the price listed at £190, and the other was £196. So I'm assuming that £200 is about right. I'm just waiting for Amazon to let me know when they're going to take pre-orders so I can find out the price and put my order in. Really looking forward to the 3DS. Not a massive handheld gamer, but the 3DS has really got me interested. So yeah, that's priority number one. But yeah, I mean, that's it really. That's all I'm thinking of doing this year. I will still pick up Super Nintendo games, of course, and I will definitely pick up Xbox games because they're dirt cheap, and I'm taking advantage before they go up in price, because I've noticed recently on eBay that some of the games have really gone up in price, and there's some idiots on eBay. I've seen some dickhead the other day charging like 40 quid for games like Burnout, and I'm like, what the hell are you on? You know, nobody's going to pay that for a game that you can go down the shop and get for 2 quid, or go down to Carbo and get 50p. I mean, you're an idiot. Anyway, but that's just eBay lunatics for you. But yeah, I mean, just in general, the prices seem to be going up by a couple of pounds as well. So they seem to be getting silly on eBay at the moment. So yeah, take advantage while you can. Get last generation games now, unless you collect GameCube, and then you must have a lot of money. So yeah, guys, if any of you are thinking about what you're going to do for your collecting next year, I'd love to see a video. I'd love to hear your New Year's resolutions, because I find these videos really interesting to see where people are at and what they're thinking of doing. Yeah, and also I want to play more games. You know, instead of keep buying them all the time. I know we all say that, but it's a priority. You need to play them more than just buy them and stack them on the shelves, really. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's quite a long video. Sorry about that. Hope you enjoyed it and you found it interesting. And I'd like to hear your comments as well, so what you think about my ideas, and you know, if I'm going about it the right way, what you think. And as I say, if anybody wants to make a video as a response, or just make a video in general, and let me know, because I'd like to watch your New Year's resolutions. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, I'll see you all again soon.